अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Welcome to another episode of Hafta, which we are recording at 3 in the afternoon on the 12th of September, which is a Thursday. And we want to start off by thanking you for topping up the NL Sena Fund for the elections, which is Jammu and Kashmir election and Haryana election. And Raman sir, your editors are traveling.
Yeah. The two of them, I think there's a team of 5 persons in Jammu and
Kashmir. And Manisha Atul, producers.
And our guy, this another reporter, is in Haryana. So he's first of all touching those areas which are near Delhi.
Okay.
So from next week,
that's
he will go deep. He's going to New today.
The new wine shop.
No,
not those.
No.
He's not touching those places.
No, he's going to...
What kind of press wala is he? Now, these journalists are only reporting, I'm hoping, and not at the very famous Angrezi Sharab ki dukaan in Haryana, Gurgaon, because our journalism is supported by you. And you guys topped up that fund in exactly a week. The fund of Srinivasan going to Israel and wherever he can, Gaza and wherever we can get entry, has not been quite as swift to get topped up. We're still about 2.5 lakh rupees short, but I'm hoping you guys will top it up. The tickets are booked. The crew is leaving next weekend. Or this weekend. This week. Monday. So they would have left basically one day after this is released. So do top that up so that once they've gone there, we can also fly them back. The link is below. Here is the QR code. It will stay here for a while so that you can scan the QR code, contribute to this NL Sena, and support journalism, pay to keep news free. After all those things out of the way, let me first introduce the panel and then we can get the headlines. Let me start off with a drum roll. Who's joining us after 3 months? Jayashree from Chennai.
Can you tell how excited I look to be back? Hello, everyone. It is I with my British accent, of course. So,
also joining us is a guest, Amit Kumar, who has been on the Hafta before. Many of you already have met Amit. Hi, Amit.
Thank you.
And finally, one more announcement before we get to the head. Oh, sorry, I forgot. People are in the studio. Raman sir, there's a problem. Ghar ki murgi dal barabar.
Hello.
Our editor-in-chief, Karta Dharta, Raman Kirpal, who's... We are looking forward to the election coverage and hopefully a few paywall stories so that there's some incentive for Mufat Khors to subscribe. Sorry to offend those people who have written to me saying, how dare you call us Mufat Khors? It's a term of endearment. I'm saying it affectionately, Mufat Khors. But if you're Mufat Khors who are making decent money, consider subscribing and supporting journalism instead of always whining about why is Mukesh Bhai Ambani and what is Adani Bhai's first name? Gautam. And Gautam Bhai Adani, why are they buying all the media up? Because we have you, so we can then grow and do some more journalism. And whining is also nice for catharsis, but not for impact. For impact, you have to scan this QR code, subscribe, pay to keep news free. Also joining us in the studio is Shardool without his beard.
Hello.
You have got a beard, Shardool?
Yes, like frequently now. Like I was tasting soup 2 days later, so I decided.
But we'll start off with Manipur, which is again seeing violence, and there have been, certain incidents that have got some sort of coverage. Of course, not the kind of fact-checking that, which was the channel? It was, I think, NDTV was doing a fact-check of Trump's speech. मैंने कहा मुन्ना पहले do some fact check of what's happening there. So anyway, we have the executive of EastMojo here. So Amit, this new quote-unquote wave of violence, is it something we've noticed or did it never stop?
So that depends on the when do you start. Like, see, if you're looking at July, August, the violence had sort of come down. There is no denying that. And I would even go to an extent to say that most parts of Imphal, like within the capital city, there was a semblance of normalcy. Like there were programs happening, like, university started classes and all. You even had exams and everything. There was a semblance of normality, but such is the tragedy that is Manipur today, that when the violence was not taking place, it was just flooded. Like Manipur witnessed some of the worst floods in May and June. In fact, last week, we published a story about localities in Imphal that have been underwater for 5 months now. Like children are going on, like to go to school, the parents have to carry them in their arms, cross the water, and that when you were not hearing about violence, people were suffering nevertheless.
And this issue, the core issue has been festering since independence. About the reservation as STs, right? And then state government slept on it, and now that issue is sort of on periphery. Like that's
Nobody even talks about it.
Yeah. That's not even the point now. For 16 months, the state on and off has been on fire. Like now, Amit told us something which like anywhere else in the country or world, like a part of a major city submerged for over a month should be a big news, because water logging will again create infection, but
it isn't.
We didn't even hear it anywhere.
But we hear if Minto Bridge gets flooded.
Yeah. So that comes that like everybody in the country, at least in press or like in public circle and in conversations, treats Northeast like a stepchild, like twice removed stepchild sort of a thing. Right? We'll come to it if it's necessary. The other thing, which I remember from our last year's conversation, I don't know if Amit remembers, that the big problem is that...
Can I ask a question though? Just to take him back to what you were saying before, which is when you said that you got that press release saying it wasn't a drone, but it was a sniper. But then you spoke to your army sources, and then what? Like, was it a drone?
See, that's the thing. That's the interesting part. The press release that was issued by All Manipur Journalists Association, they are saying that there was a drone attack, but people dead because of sniper something that was released from drones or something like that. But the army sources have made it very clear that there is no official confirmation of drone attacks.
I see.
So also, I will just add here that a committee was set up, and they're supposed to submit their report tomorrow, September 30. They are going to submit a report. Now the problem is, the moment you question whether it is a drone attack or not, you are branded anti-Meitei, pro-Kuki. We have been branded as Kuki Mojo. Okay, because, and you know why that happened? Because for the simple reason that on May 3rd, when violence broke, we were in Churachandpur.
Yeah, but this is actually a big problem that even we've encountered while talking to reporters or trying to commission stories, because, some reporters who genuinely want to do a report, they're just saying that it's going to be very difficult because, depending on, what your ethnicity is.
Exactly.
It's very difficult.
So
but sorry, go ahead.
No, we had two reporters, last year who went to Manipur.
Yeah.
So one was in the Kuki area.
Right.
The other was in Meitei area. So the one who was in Meitei area cannot go to Kukis, and the one who was with Kukis cannot go to Meiteis.
And the thing is, both of them were from here. But if you have some local reporters, it's even more difficult because they will have some, affinity or just some connection to some, identity, community identity, etc. But, for a lot less, whether we talk about Delhi, every now and then it should be Lieutenant Governor's rule, which pretty much it is now. From time to time, Tamil Nadu governor's rule hona chahiye. Bengal should be governor's rule, break down law and order. Who is the governor of Manipur? And has he or she at any point said that this broken down, so it should be governor's rule?
2022, Manipur had elections. And after a long time, a party came back to power on its in majority on its own. BJP won. Out of the 60 seats, 32 or 33 seats were directly under the BJP. By the time Biren Singh formed the government, 55 out of 60 MLAs are with the NDA. So it's not as if he did not enjoy power. We have videos of him and Sharda Devi. Sharda Devi was the BJP president, is the BJP president. They were in Churachandpur campaigning for these very Kuki MLAs that they are now talking as if they are some CIA planted. But Paulian Lal Haukep, who is one of the more prominent Kuki leaders, Sharda Devi was campaigning for him. 6 days before the violence began, on May 3rd, on 27th April, Shri Biren Singh was supposed to go and cut ribbons for a public gym and a park. And in 2022, after he became the CM, just few months later, he had inaugurated the Churachandpur Medical College. He was in power. But what has happened is that since the day the violence began, from that day onward, there has been absolutely no attempt by the BJP.
I want to discuss Justice Chandrachud had a Ganesh Puja. It was Ganesh Chaturthi, by the way. Ganesh Chaturthi greetings to those of you who celebrate it. And the Prime Minister went in full Maharashtrian looking topi shopi because, of course, Maharashtra election. And he came in for a lot of criticism online. And now it's becoming a bigger deal. The Congress and the BJP are going head to head on that. I don't even know if it's a Congress or it's just some social media accounts. Now, I personally don't think there's anything wrong with this. In fact, I would have liked it had Rahul Gandhi also gone. I mean, are we being a bit overreacting or am I underreacting? So, Raman sir, I want to start with you.
See, I have been in this profession for very, very long time. So, I've been to the courts also. There is an unwritten rule that all these judges, they will stay away, from the press, from the and from the other, administrative, officials, because they want to project that image that they whatever they decide on does not get influenced by
any familiarity. So there's no familiarity basically.
So that's the unwritten rule. It's not just among the Supreme Court judges. I have seen it because when I try to meet the judges, they said
well, we should be happy that this is happening openly. I think the idea that the judiciary is compromised is something that, people are always talking about online. I talked about it myself. People like Gautam Bhatia will tweet saying that it's now an executive court. But now, the fact that they called it TV crew, I feel like they've almost made it official. I think it's absurd. I think no one is saying that the CJI and the Prime Minister will not have occasion to interact socially. But I think this very overt sort of display, very ostentatious invitation to the Prime Minister to perform a puja in your house with a TV crew in tow, I feel like that specifically is sort of designed to send a specific kind of message, which it has. And also, Raman sir says that there is an unwritten rule that, they shouldn't sort of have these sort of interactions on full display, but there actually is a written rule.
My thoughts are going to trigger some people. So I think people who think this is inappropriate or just, one, do not understand the social context of festivals. The second is they are making a big fuss, and it's sort of a whataboutery, but it has to be said, like, nobody ever made this noise about iftar parties, ever. Did they?
But was it a Chief Justice?
The point is, that's what I said.
I think the criticism isn't not just a festival being celebrated, because we should get the context right. Yeah. So that it is the Chief Justice and the Prime Minister, the two which are supposed to be counterbalancing forces. It's not like a party of MPs hanging around.
Yeah.
It is the executive and the judiciary heads of both in a bonhomie, which often would be in a position where they would have to stand against each other.
And the other thing is, I agree with Raman sir that there was an unwritten rule and generally people didn't do it. But if he wears his religion and his beliefs honestly, doesn't make him a worse judge.
But that is not the criticism.
Let me finish.
But that's not the criticism. No, but that's important. But you can be religious. On that note, did everybody watch, if not the full debate, some parts of the Trump versus Harris debate?
Yes.
A full debate.
Full. Okay. Raman sir?
No, I
some
could
bits?
see just the first economic, and I found this Democratic candidate Harris. She started she was nervous when she started speaking about it, and the question that was asked was not answered. She straightway went to the fact that this is what I have planned, but they wanted to know if in the past 4 years, is the American poorer?
Better off or not?
Or better off not. So which she did not answer. So I've seen just the first, few minutes. So I don't think I'll be able to. Yes, of course, I've read about it.
So let me start.
I think Raman sir is smarter than all of us who wasted our time watching the entire debate.
It was so much fun, yeah. I thought it was time well spent. And also, for the last 2 days, I've been binging on the late night shows. In fact,
yeah, I don't think Harris was answering questions, but also I feel like she got Trump on the defensive very fast, which isn't, again, it's not it's very clever strategy, but I read a line that explained this very well, which is that she was basically Bugs Bunny luring Elmer Fudd into a trap, which is a child could do it, and she did it, and it's great. So what always intrigues me is that politicians like Trump can use this sort of insane rhetoric that, I mean, it works really well for them. Like, you know, America has greatest economy. We supplied all the ventilators. Haitian immigrants are currently eating cats and dogs.
In
So
Springfield, Ohio.
that Democrats believe that babies can be killed after they're born. You know, that's what abortion rights are about. But I think it's a really low bar to be worse than Trump. I think only someone like Biden managed to achieve to lose a debate to Trump. So
the pre-debate shows that were telling that how each of the teams is prepping. Apparently, she had a studio made which looked like that with the same lights. They had a stand-in for Trump, what he would be that. You know, it was like Amitabh rehearsed for KBC.
Right.
They got a KBC studio made for him to rehearse in with the same lights, everything. So she had all that. And apparently the only rehearsing for him was that, dude, don't lose your shit. And I must say on that, bas, muft mein itna ich milega. For the full uncut podcast, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free. The best way to listen to the Hafta and indeed all our podcasts is through the Newslaundry app. You can download the app by clicking on the links given in the show notes. So do download our app and get the best podcast experience. And also pay for news and support a new news media ecosystem that Newslaundry is trying to encourage, where we are accountable to you because we run on contributions that you make. We don't take government ads, we don't take corporations ads, so that news serves the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Subscribe to Newslaundry, click on the link in the show notes below and proudly say, I pay to keep news free.